Have you been scrolling through YouTube looking at all the best apps to install for your own Shopify store, but you don't really know what's actually required and what you don't just need? In today's video, I'm going to give you the exact list of apps that I personally use for my Shopify store and everything that you need to install for your Shopify store to get it rolling, to capture emails for SMS, and to convert more buyers into customers. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let's jump on the computer. I'm going to show you some of the apps I'm currently using for my own Shopify store. Alright, so we're on the computer now. Now inside of the app section of this Shopify store, we have 9 apps installed, and most of the apps you see on here you probably don't need, because if you're not running Google Ads, then you don't need feed for Google Ads, you don't need Google Ads conversion tracking, you don't these two you probably will need in the near future. So the apps that you need: Facebook, obviously, to connect your business manager and connecting your pixel to your store. That's required if you're running Facebook ads or if you have a Facebook page. I recommend having a Facebook page anyways, in case you want to run Facebook for retargeting. So besides that, these two apps down here, we have Klarna Payments and Klarna On-Site Messaging. What Klarna is it is basically Afterpay. If you haven't heard of Afterpay, it is a service that allows your customers to pay for a product within 4 weeks and split up the payments, so it makes high ticket products a breeze, a lot easier for customers to pay for, and they get to pay it off interest free. So it's a win-win for the customer and yourself. So I highly suggest you install Klarna Payments and Klarna On-Site Messaging, which is just basically the logo. I won't go too much into detail of these two because it's pretty self-explanatory, but if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below, because Klarna is basically Afterpay, but Afterpay does require your business to be running for at least 90 days already. So with that being said, let's jump on to the 4 apps that are actually required for your Shopify store. Number 1, we have Klaviyo. Now Klaviyo is an email marketing tool. If you're new to email marketing, the exact purpose of email marketing is to remarket to customers that already bought and customers that are interested but haven't made the purchase. So inside Klaviyo, inside of flows, you can easily see that I have a abandoned cart flow. What this does is when someone clicks on checkout, before they leave the Shopify store, they will get a pop-up and that will say 10% off if you enter in your email. Now if they enter in the email, great for us, but if they don't, unfortunately this flow won't work. So when they enter the email, they will be remarketed through their email with coupons and different offers to get them back onto your website to purchase whatever the item that is in their shopping cart. So that is the entire purpose of abandoned cart. Now abandoned checkout is when they add the actual product to the cart, but they don't actually check out. Now you can actually negate this by actually having the add to cart button go directly to the checkout page, so it doesn't create a additional page for the customer to possibly leave the funnel. And then besides that, you probably want to have a welcome series to welcome your new customers when they sign up to your email list, and then a thank you series to thank the customer after they purchase the product, and you want to ensure that they made the right purchase and they will be treated right within your Shopify brand. With that being said, Klaviyo is a lot more complex than what I covered in this short demo, but if you're new to email marketing, definitely set it up. There are a lot of free tutorials that Klaviyo has. It is definitely a lot more complicated than all the other apps, but it will definitely pay off when you see that email marketing has generated you over 6 figures in returns. So with that being said, let's jump on to the next app, and it's going to be Oberlo. Now Oberlo is pretty self-explanatory. Oberlo basically imports products from AliExpress and it makes the ordering process super simple. Now Oberlo, there are a lot of different alternatives to our Oberlo. You don't have to use Oberlo, but I just stuck with it because it's very simple to use. With that being said, there are some other tools that you may choose to use that can import AliExpress products to your Shopify store and keep track of the quantity. So Oberlo is very well known, that's why I've been using it so far, but there are definitely cheaper options as you start to scale up. Now the next one we're going to talk about is SMSBump, which is an SMS marketing tool. This app basically does all the SMS marketing for you. Inside the dashboard, it is pretty self-explanatory to use. You have these SMS campaigns, which is basically similar to the Klaviyo email campaigns, but you want to do is set up automation, and you want to have 3 different automations, basically abandoned cart 1 hour, abandoned cart 5 minutes, and abandoned cart 10 hours to get those lost sales when people are on your website and they add the cart but they don't make the purchase, but you have their phone number to remarket back to them. So SMSBump is very important, as it does all of the SMS marketing that you possibly need for your own Shopify brand. Now the reason I use SMSBump is it is very cheap to use, and the support is very fast and very helpful at the same time. So that is the main reason why I've been sticking to SMSBump for the time being. Now let's jump on to the very last app, and it's probably the best app out of all of these 4 for you to install, and it's gonna be Vitals. Now all the other 3 apps were free to set up. Now SMSBump does require you to purchase credits to send out SMS messages, but it is very affordable, as literally $10 can get you like over 1,000 messages sent. So with that being said, let's jump on to the very last app, which is going to be Vitals. Now Vitals is going to be $45 a month, which is going to be quite a bit if you're new to Shopify, but it will easily pay for itself because it is basically a ton of different apps combined into one app for you to purchase, like a bundle. Now Vitals does come with a 30-day free trial that you can go ahead and use when you sign up with the app. Now go ahead and utilize the free trial to test out all the apps that Vitals include, but I'm going to go over the apps that I currently am using inside of my Shopify brand. So if you go to apps, these are the apps that I'm currently using. So Upsell Builder, now they do have built-in upsells, which is on the product page, but if you need upsells or bundles, with bundles you can do this inside of Vitals, but after checkout, Vitals does not really help. What I recommend for you to use, which I haven't installed on this Shopify app just yet, is to use one-click upsell from OCU for your checkout upsells. So after they purchase, they are upsell to another few products that they can go ahead and purchase at a discount. So that's why I recommend for upsells in terms of apps. Now some other apps include Sticky Add to Cart. Now this basically is an add to cart banner at the very end of the product page, where when you scroll down, instead of having to scroll all the way up to add to cart, a add to cart button will be at the very bottom. It's going to be stuck there, hence the name Sticky Add to Cart, and the customer can go ahead and just use that button instead of scrolling all the way up to add to cart. With other apps like Accelerated Checkout, which basically takes your add to cart page, instead of having a cart page, it takes the add to cart button and redirects it to the checkout. What this does is it reduces the amount of people that leave your cart, but it does prevent you to do cart page upsells. Now I think it's totally worth the trade-off because you can always upsell them after purchase. So Accelerated Checkout is definitely a must-have for your Shopify store. Now some others is for my Google store is Facebook Messenger chat. Now this basically is a Facebook Messenger chat bubble for your Shopify store. Now, if you're running Facebook ads, I don't recommend you use Facebook Messenger chat because it does feel a lot more spammy. But for Google stores, I like using this tool as I get a lot of questions and I can go ahead and answer, and sometimes customers come back and complete the purchase. Now, some other apps that are super useful are product reviews, which basically replaces Luke's reviews. I'm pretty sure most of everybody has heard of Luke's reviews. It's very, very popular. So this basically replaces that. And then we have high dynamic checkout buttons, which basically does exactly what it says, hides dynamic checkout for your store. And then protect your store. You can protect your content from getting stolen, which is very useful. And then you have best sellers protection. It prevents other dropshippers to go onto your site and paste in a code to see your best selling products. Now, there are also a ton of different other apps that I don't currently use, but you can definitely try out for your own. All this for $45. It's definitely a bargain, and the support is super, super helpful. So those are the 4 apps that I highly recommend for you to check out for your own Shopify store. It's including Klaviyo, Oberlo, SMSBump, and Vitals, and then also OCU for upsells, which I haven't included in this list. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like on this. If you found any value, click the subscribe button, and until next time, take care.